Okay, I'm starting this video out a little bit different. So, again, got a whole bunch of stuff in, and as I was kind of triaging everything, this is a Pioneer SX 636, and my note, I'm not getting any DC on the speaker terminals, but I'm not getting a left channel either. So I'm going to look into that. All of these knobs and all the controls, the knobs and switches, everything is sticking. So I'm going to do a clean of those first, kind of see how that stays in there. So that one's stuck. So do a thorough cleaning of those first, see what that gets me, and then move on to troubleshooting the lack of the left channel. So I'm gonna pop this back off and get to the controls, clean them up, and I'll come back and let you know what I find. Alright, so I've got so cleaning the pots and switches didn't do anything. So I've been tracing the signal. Here's the weird thing, and I want to show you what I have discovered. And let's see, so this is on. Here's the tone. I'm going to turn that tone down. And I'd really like to, maybe I can tilt this. See if I can tilt my arm so you can see the scope there. Maybe not. Maybe I can. Alright, let's see if that works. Whoops. Well, it'll help if my tightening and my loosening were the... Okay, so there's the scope. So right now it's not picking up any signal, that's just background noise. So check this out. I'm getting signal into the amp board. And turn it up just a little bit. So you see the signal into the amp board on both channels, right and left. And then out of, right, and that's, I turn that down a little bit. That's coming out of the amplifier, the amp preamp section to the outputs. So tracing, just like I did on the SX1000, I don't know, you probably couldn't really see what I was hitting there, but you could see the scope. Here is going into the protection fuse, left channel, right channel, and just, that's an ugly signal. Just kind of bear with me here. Left channel, right channel, right channel, left channel on the other end of that fuse. So I did not check these fuses. I bet we have one that's blown. I don't know why it's blown, but let's check that out and see what we have. So I'm going to reposition the camera, and I'm going to pop that fuse out, and let's see what's going on with it. Blown fuse. Here's the interesting thing. This is a 3 amp fuse. It requires a 4 amp fuse. So yeah, so I don't have any 4 amp fuses. I'm gonna have to go find some or get some from somewhere. I may have one floating around here somewhere, but I don't think I do. So anyway, that is what's going on with that. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some DC maybe on that side. Maybe a fuse blew just because it blew, and maybe it's fine. I don't know. I won't know until I do some more poking around and I find a 4 amp fuse. So off to find that and see where that leads us. Picked up some fuses. Not familiar enough with this receiver. I don't even know if I've ever worked on a 636 to know that it had those speaker protection fuses in the back. Have to file that away and check that from now on when I'm scoping these things out. So this is going to be either anticlimactic and it was a bad fuse, or well, I'm thinking one of two likely scenarios. dim bulb was going to glow, or it's going to fire up and it's going to work fine. So let's see what happens. I'm going to put this to FM, power, no bulb, and sound on both channels. All right. Now I'm not done, and I'm going to shoot another segment. I'm just not going to do it today, but I'm going to get into the service manual, DC offset and bias. I think that'll tell me, you know, if everything seems to be fine here. I'll let it warm up really good before I do that. I'll let it run for, 20 minutes or whatever. What I'll do, power it on, 5 minutes, adjust everything, let it run for 20-30 minutes, then come back and check it. So it's a really clean unit. I mean, this is super clean on the inside. So yeah, so well, I'm just hoping that's all it was. I know for someone watching, it's like, oh wow, it's just a lousy fuse. Did you really repair it? Well, someone sold it to me on eBay at a really, really good price, saying that it was for parts are not working. And sometimes you luck out, and fingers crossed it's only a fuse. I have a 535 up next that has half a volt on one of the channels, so that one is not going to be a simple fuse. It's going to be some troubleshooting that's going to have to take place. So anyway, next segment will be me DC offset and bias, and we'll see what happens when I try that. Alright, so it's been warming up for 10 minutes. Connect voltmeter between 21 and 17 and adjust VR1 for 20 millivolts. So after 10 minutes it's at 13. So let's see what happens. I gotta move it this way. Ah, 19.9 is pretty good. And then 8 and 17. So this will go to 8. Oh, I'm sorry, 8 and 11. So let's go to 8. This will go to 11. 11, 8. And this one is at 26. So we'll dial this back a little bit. So 19.8 is 19.9, 19.9, either channel. That looks good to me. And this, these were the only alignment procedures that I could find in the service manual. So I did notice the stereo lamp. I am getting stereo separation, but the stereo beacon is out. And so is the FM indicator lamp. So I'm going to have to see if I have lamps for those. Let's see, which one was FM? Yeah, so FM is the second one underneath this shroud. So I'm not going to do this today because it's getting cold and I just don't want to do it today, so I'll do it tomorrow. Yeah, so anyway, I will do that FM and the stereo beacon tomorrow. Hopefully I have some lamps. I have to do some research and see what the values are. I'm pretty sure I do have some. If not, I'll have to order some. So anyway, so DC, DC offset was 0 and bias is set. So next we'll do lamps and then call this one good. So next segment I'll be installing the lamps. Hopefully I don't have to order them. Alright, lamps have been replaced. I'm going to button it up and get it to the shop. So all I need to do is close it, put the lid back on, bottom back on, and we're good. So the SX636 is done. If you like what you see, hit like, hit subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video.